Excellent, thank you. Let me go back. Okay, welcome everybody. We'd like you to mute your mics because we're recording this session, and I have to close my. I can't close my video because I'm doing this, but we want to make sure our bandwidth is okay. So, and the sound quality is legible for people. So, thank you for joining us today. Again, we'll be opening up the mics for questions, and we'll be monitoring the chat. So if you have questions, please go ahead and type it during the session. The three of us, myself, Bill, and Alfredo, will try to make sure we see the chat. I can't see the chat right now, Alfredo, because I have a full screen with my slideshow. Okay, so mute your mics, close your video, and post your questions in the chat. We're off we go. Okay. Alfredo is to the left and I'm to the right. Welcome everybody. This is the orientation. This is our group M. We've had a bit of history doing VSIG. This is, we started officially over 5 years ago at the height of COVID. So we're very pleased to be able to do this. In addition, I'm sorry, Alfredo, is it 9 sessions in Spanish?
Yes, 9 groups in Spanish, yes.
Yeah, we have 9 sessions in Spanish, and the Spanish group is starting right now, and we have a remarkable number from Cuba, which is a very unique situation. Sorry, Alfredo, how many do we have from Cuba?
78 out of 122 participants.
Yes. So we have a significant number, and we have to work around various different embargoes that in terms of technology. So we work around certain things so the students can get access to information. So we're happy that they've joined us. We also have 3 sessions in French, which has just been updated. And thirdly, our Bangala or Bengali, which is the 5th largest language in the world, has just been completely translated and reviewed. We're working on a possible date for the first Bengali course, or Urdu, which is the dominant language in Pakistan and also parts of the Punjab region. That's also been completely translated, and now it's going into review as well. So we're happy to have state that we've committed to ourselves to a free and multilingual internet. So welcome everybody to the first session. I just want to point out some of our sponsors. Some of them are not sponsoring us anymore because of their priorities. I just lost the, I'm letting people in. And so I'm, as a result, I've just lost my slideshow. Okay, I think I have one more trying to get in. Okay, there we go. RIPE NCC, which is the RER for Europe, they were one of our early sponsors, which is fantastic. PIR is one of our top sponsors. PR from Puerto Rico, VeriSign, LACNIC. LACNIC is the RER from Latin America. AARON is the North American RER. The Identity Digital, CIRA, Afrinic is the RER from Africa, ICANN, and GoDaddy. And we thank these sponsors over the years. And they've been enable us to do the translations and support what we do. Okay, next week we're going to have Olivier Crepin-LeBlanc, and that is Dr. Olivier Crepin-LeBlanc does a fantastic overview on the evolution of the internet, and in particularly with nuances on the ICANN. So he will be the session next week at 10 o'clock Eastern Standard Time, 1400 UTC. Also, next after that, I actually got my slideshow backwards here. I'm going to run through these speakers here, and then I'll go back to the slideshow, Alfredo. Caleb is a gentleman. He's based in Winnipeg. He is on the ISOC board. He's also with ISOC Winnipeg, I believe, but he's also been a senior position with NPOC. He'll be talking about multi-stakeholderism. Amrish Pukar is with ISOC, very technical person who'll be talking about infrastructure on his session. Next is Sheeta Kumar, will be joining us on development. Emily Taylor, she's with the Oxford Information Labs. She's from the UK. Dr. Stephanie Perrin will be with us to talk about the legal module. Her particular interest is digital sovereignty. Bevel Wooding, he's with Aaron, economic implications of the internet. Human rights, PhD student Hudi Chichi will be talking about human rights. Benjamin Akinmoyo, he's I believe still is the chair. I might be wrong on that, but he's in CUC. And lastly is Dr. Walid Safik, former ISOC board member. I believe he's in the Emirates, used to be in Sweden, and he'll talk particularly about AI. Okay, so let me go back to my, okay, here we go. So our weekly sessions are always going to be in Zoom. They're all recorded. As we stated here, Alfredo, can you put the link into the chat for the live session survey? If you have that.
Sure, I'll take care of that.
Yeah. What I do is this is being recorded to the YouTube, to the Zoom recording session online. Then I convert it and then I'll upload it to the YouTube channel. So this is the playlist, and we have playlists for every single one of our sessions. And so it does take a little while. So it takes a little while to configure, and then I upload. So, at least an hour will take for the recording to be uploaded. So we'll try to get what we're doing today, and it'll be the case, and most of them, that we try to do about 40 minutes, 45 minutes for the session, and try to open it up for 15 minutes. Okay, as I mentioned, Alfredo, myself, founders, and I don't have Bill's picture here, but Bill, along with Amrita, Olivier, sorry, Alfredo, who am I missing?
Pablo and Eduardo.
Yeah, that's our very fine advisory council, which gives us very good feedback on what we're doing. So we do a regular quarterly report to them on, so it's a reality check, and any organization should have an advisory council. And we thank Bill for his 7 o'clock wake up call to join us today. I mentioned already about the sponsorship. Okay, why did we create VSIG in the first place? Who's involved? You got a little touch right now. What are the features and benefits? What are the immediate outcomes for current student cohorts? A little bit of housekeeping, and then we're going to launch right into a live walkthrough on actual features of the site. So why did we create VSIG? Well, it was actually a discussion. Myself and Alfredo, we actually are with Eduardo Diaz, run the North American School of Internet Governance, which actually predated VSIG. We both, all three of us, sorry, were very interested in having a North American school, which there was no one doing it. There was a fantastic school, the African school, the Ghana school, the European school. There's various different schools around the world, but there was no North American school. So we decided that we could go ahead and create VSIG, and that was the height of COVID. We also wanted this to be open to anyone around the world. I know it's going to be a challenge for time zone differences. That's why the recordings. So we wanted it to be free, and we wanted to be accessible, and actually let people do it when they want to. at their own pace. So as I state here, and what are the features and benefits? The features is that most of the people who join us are actually actively out of school or trying to top up their education. And we wanted to make sure it's multilingual. We also wanted to make sure that it's free. So there was a strong commitment in our philosophy as our group to come up with a training program that collated material that you couldn't get elsewhere. So you have a massive amount of information in the course, and we don't expect you to learn it all. We don't expect you to read it all, but if you're very interested in a particular topic, you're going to dive deep into that. The other very important aspect is we believe that you can learn from each other. That's why the first thing we asked you is to introduce yourself and exchange coordinates with each other, because maybe you're doing some human rights stuff like Muriel is doing in Benin, but someone else could be doing human rights and gender issues in Nigeria or Ghana or somewhere. So connecting with similar people that have similar values is an important aspect. What we're trying to coordinate. It's in many ways we try to flatten the relationship. So what is the immediate outcomes for this current student cohort? We expect people to be dedicated to doing the course. We give you lots of opportunities. It's not to trick you. These are memory aids in the quizzes. You can do them again and again and again. So we do not want to exclude you out. So the outcome, if you desire, is a certificate. And again, it's printed to your name. And I'm going to let Alfredo during the live session to talk about that. Any housekeeping things, Alfredo, that you want to say?
No, not at this point in
Okay,
time.
as I stated, a free online course. It provides an interactive experience. We have a constant continuous improvement. As I said, we just updated the French version of the course. This course does not replace a face-to-face experience. Like if you do attend the African SIG or the Ghana SIG or the European SIG, those provide a different experience. I think this is a good complement if you do attend one of those before or after. Okay, as I stated myself, you and Alfredo, so we have language specialists, advisory council, as I mentioned, we have program evaluators, and very important aspect is what you saw at the very beginning is the list of guest speakers. We spent a lot of time to find people who have expertise, and then we record them. So we have roughly 300 recordings, and some of them are very seminal people in the creation of the internet. And last but not least, who's involved is yourselves, which is a very, very important aspect of what we do. You'll see, and if you've gone into the platform already, you'll notice it uses Moodle. I'll let Alfredo talk about that in a minute. We spent a lot of time looking at different tools, and we decided Moodle, which is the world leading LMS platform. It's media rich. We try to look at the platform that it's mobile friendly. In fact, that's something maybe you folks could put into the chat if you are accessing the course from your mobile. It gives us the chance to completely manage the relationship with the student, teacher, and administration. There's an offline capability. There's a live chat if you want to use it. And most important is the discussion forums. And lastly, besides the quizzes, is the certificate. So here's an example of what you would receive. In the middle would be your name, signed by myself and Alfredo. And what's important is the spelling of your name. So that's one of the things Alfredo will talk about. Okay, the Moodle app, we'll go into detail. Alfredo, did you want to take from here?
Sure. If you go back a slide, I just want to emphasize a point. If you're going to use the Moodle app, which is something that you could install in your mobile device, be it a smartphone, an iPad, and any kind of device, you'll be able to follow those instructions that you see on the screen. The first thing you have to do is download the app. It'll ask you for the URL of the platform. Then it'll ask you for your username and password. Make sure you use the username and password that you're using for the course when you registered for the course. The other thing is that remember that it's internetgovernance.moodle cloud. If you don't have the cloud, you won't get to the correct site. Next slide, please. These are some examples of the screens that you'll see when you log in using your mobile device. If it's a smartphone, that is what you'll be able to see. And I'll talk about that when we do the live walkthrough. Next slide, please. This slide gives you an example of what you see if you use your iPad or an Android or a tablet device. It gives you some more details on the content. Next slide. These are examples of the quizzes. There's different type of quizzes and questions. You'll have multiple choice, true and false, short answers, click and drag, and so forth type of questions. So there's a really variety of questions that you can look into and answer. And as Glenn mentioned, you'll have an extensive number of times. This is not to catch you. It's just so that we want to emphasize some concepts that we think you should keep in mind if you do a deep dive in some of the topics. Next slide. Here's an example in French of one of the true and false questions. So it'll give you an idea of how they look. Next slide. So talking about the students' benefits, Glenn, I'll leave that up to you.
Yeah, I alluded to it earlier, but I think we have it clear here. We want to engage in a clear educational roadmap. When we design the modules, and we actually added an extra module, which is emergent technology. And, you know, folks, if you believe we're missing something in this curriculum, to add it to the educational roadmap for everyone, please let us know, because it's a moving target. But what was important is who's involved, why are they involved, where are they involved, what is the aspects, and how to get involved. So we want to show you elements of the internet ecosystem and where you fit in. You know, I'm not as technical as, say, Bill or Alfredo in terms, but I'm probably a little at equal value in terms of policy stuffs on, and I have a particular interest in human rights issues and connectivity issues and language issues. We all have a passion, and this is the thing about I think you need to understand every element of the ecosystem. You don't have to be an expert in it. Okay, so you know where you see real value to yourself. That's what we expect you to go down that fork, go into it a little bit deeper. And we're hoping that our platform that we chose, the Moodle, is a good learning platform for you to share your knowledge and experience. So you're going to see me and Alfredo posting quite a bit. If we see a fellowship that pops up or a new article that might be of value, we're going to be posting it in either the sections, or if it's of value for everybody that they should take advantage and it's time sensitive. Say, for example, ICT Works has a fellowship, which I posted earlier last week, which has some time sensitivity. If it gets buried into the discussion threads, you may miss it. So again, we want to create this interactive online environment. You know, feel free to discuss stuff with other your colleagues, with ourselves. And if you miss the sessions, just go back to the recordings.
So if I may, Glenn, I would like to emphasize, if you go back for a second to the previous slide, that one of the things that we're looking for is the networking capabilities, as Glenn mentioned before, that we feel that we can have amongst the participants. Now, it's important that if you identify a topic, an issue that is relevant to your region, let us know. Give us a reference, and we'll do some kind of deep dive into it. And we'll announce that we are creating a new section within one of the modules, like we did with the emerging technologies, where we're working right now on quantum computing and social responsibility regarding energy and so forth. So those are issues that are new, that are coming up, and we want to let you, as newcomers probably to the internet governance ecosystem, be aware of, so that you can sort of, as Glenn mentioned, be able to have some informed decisions you can make on each one of these topics. The other thing is that in the legal module, we know that we're missing a lot of information. Glenn, Bill, and myself were not legal persons. So we're asking you a shout out if you're a legal person and you feel that there's something that we're missing regarding your region on political issues regarding the internet governance, please let us know so we can add it as a resource, or even have it in one of the discussion forums. Next.
Great, thank you. Okay, as everything requires a give and take, your obligations is, if you're interested in the certificate, again, you notice I keep saying the same thing. If you're interested, maybe some of you are just auditing this material. Maybe you're involved with your own school internet governance. Maybe you want to start a school of internet governance, and we encourage it. And there's lots of material for you to access and that you might be interested in. So complete all the modules, do the quizzes in each of the modules, and also finish the full evaluation. But we're going to go into details on this obligation stuff, because there's a few things that need to be done in order to have the certificate issued. So we'll go into that when we go live. Back to you, Alberto.
Sure. What I'm going to do is, Glenn, if I have the capability, I want to go live instead of using the slides.
Indeed, indeed. Okay.
So let's see if I can
Okay,
go.
I give in multiple access. There was a few things because I could not see the chat. Was there something in chat that before you go live?
There was someone that is mentioned that he was using the Moodle app to follow us, so that's great to know. And there was another person that mentioned that he or she wanted to know which was the URL to use to download the course using the Moodle app. So that's basically it. I didn't see any questions.
Okay. Okay, over to you.
So having said that, if you can see my screen, you're seeing the interface when you log in as a student. Since I'm the admin, I have capabilities to enter the course with different roles, but now I'm entering as a student. So basically, I just want to mention that on the left side, you'll see that there's the sort of a menu of the different topics that we're going to cover. In the center, you have the actual content. And on the right, you'll be able to see who's online at a specific time and moment. And if you add a calendar, you'll be able to see some of the activities that we might be posting there. Now, let's talk about your profile, which is an important component of getting the certificate of completion. On the top right side, you see that I have my picture there. If you click on that, there's a menu that pop-ups. Now, the first option, if you're following my screen, is Profile. If you click on Profile, and this is very important to keep in mind if you want the certificate of completion. Let's see if it comes up. Here we go. So here I've added a short description of myself in Spanish and in English so that you have some idea of who I am and where I come from. Now, there's a section that's called user details, and it has an edit profile button there. So click on it. And the important things here is that you have to make sure that your name is as you want it on your certificate. Let's see if this comes up. Sorry for my slow internet today. I don't know what's happening. It's kind of slow today. So here you have your username and so forth, but there's a section here that has your first name, your last name, your email address, and please make sure that your email address is the one that you frequently visit, because we'll be sending some messages through your email account. If you have more than one email account, make sure you look at both of them, look into your spam, which is something that might have happened to some of you that haven't received your credentials. Maybe you use a different email when you registered, but you're accessing with another email, trying to access the course with another email. So make sure you're using the same email. Now, the important thing here is a city town. Make sure you update this to your city, your country, and your time zone. These three elements are important for us because it gives us some demo information, demographic information of each one of you. And the time zone is important because when you go to the quizzes, those quizzes will reflect your time zone. For example, each quiz says when it starts and the day when it finishes. Usually it'll be on the December the 1st, if I recall correctly. But what happens? It says 23:59, which is in UTC time, which means that in your time zone, that might be 8 o'clock at night, or maybe 10 o'clock. So watch out for that because you have to complete all the quizzes by that time in your time zone, not in 23:59, which is UTC time, okay? So make sure you update that information, and it's easy to do. There's a menu there for each one of the cities and countries in all the continents. If you also want to add your picture, you can add your picture and just click on Update Profile. But please make sure you write your name, first name and last name as you want them to appear in your certificate, and the certificate will come up once you complete all the requirements for the course. Now, let's go back to the course. Let's see if, Glenn, is there something you want to add while this?
Yeah, I think you may wonder why San Juan is the default. That's the registrar for the course is Alfredo, and it defaults to his location. So feel free to change that to your location. As he said, it's these are little quimps in the program, but it's not difficult to do. So
Yeah, and you all have the privileges to do that because it's your personal account and you can modify that as you feel more comfortable. Now, going back to the, I see, Glenn, that there's a couple of people that are trying to get into the course. Are you taking
okay,
care?
I got them. Yes.
Okay, thank you. So now on the left side, I mentioned that these are the modules that you'll be looking at. If you received your credentials last week and you started diving into the course in the introduction, Glenn sent a message with some information that you should do before we actually start or launch the course today. There's a getting to know the participants, which is sort of a discussion forum. And basically what we wanted to do is get to know you. some information of your background, professional background, where you come from, what are your expectations in the course, and so forth. And let's see if that comes up. Well, it's not coming up. It's taking some time, so sorry for that. But those of you that haven't done that yet, please access getting to know. Yeah, here it is. Getting to know the participants and introducing yourself. And you can see that some of you have already done it. And Glenn and myself have been going back and forth, uh, uh, giving you a welcoming message and giving you some ideas of who else is in the course that maybe you would like to network with uh, as part of the interaction. Glenn, you wanted to mention something?
Yeah, it's great to see people's backgrounds, and in some cases, they have the same passion as myself, so I'm sure I could help them. But I'm happy to learn from you folks. We are all in the same journey. And don't think this is a power structure that we're the all-knowing professors. We are we are we started this course. We aggregated this course. We know a little bit, but we don't, we don't profess to be the experts of experts. You guys could have phenomenal knowledge. Please share it. And if we can help you in this journey, let us help you. So, we hope it's something you take as much as give.
Yes, and that's important to emphasize. Now, I'm going to go into the second module, which is actually the first module that has content. It's the history of internet governance, and you'll see that each one of the modules have the same structure. There's some objectives. There's the content itself, and I'm going to click on the content for the history of internet governance. So you can see that in the middle, you'll see the actual content. And as Glenn mentioned, this is a multimedia platform that we're using. So we have text, we have videos, we even have some ebooks that you can actually read or download. And all this information is in conjunction with sort of some ideas that we give you, some highlights. And we're asking you to, for example, in this case, who owns the internet? That's a question that everybody has in his or her mind. And who should control the internet? And after reviewing this material, we want you to go to the discussion forum and answer these two questions, if you may, so that we have an idea of what you understand based on what you're reading. And we end this content with governing the internet, which is something very interesting that you should all read. On the right side, you have the table of contents. Now, the structure of each module and the actual learning material is in a form of a book. So you'll see on the right side that there's a table of contents where you have an introduction, which is what we have been looking at. And then we have different sections. These sections could be chapters, and each chapter has some sections like chapter 4, the WSIS, and it has different elements that you can look at. And this is just a click on it, and it'll take you to that content that if you're really interested in the history of WSIS and the origin of the internet governance concept and the IGF Internet Governance Forum, this is the place to go, and you'll understand what happened before the actual ecosystem as we know it now. So this is sort of some information you have regarding that. And in most cases, we emphasize if it's required for the certificate or not. So there's some material that, as Glenn mentioned, you might feel that you're not interested in. So don't worry about it. Just concentrate on those materials that you feel comfortable and you feel that you will learn something from. You'll see that there's a button on top of each one of the sections or chapters that says mark as done. If you do that, we appreciate that because that'll give us an idea of your progress within the course, and also give us an idea of the type of interest you may have The more you mark as done, the more we know that these are areas that we need to either expand on or provide more resources for your convenience and future groups. We have the quizzes. Each module has a quiz. In this case, the quiz of the history of internet governance will display the number of questions it has. It has a sort of a navigating tool. Here you can see when it opens. It opened on September the 9th. It'll close on Monday, December the 1st at 11:59 p.m. But remember, that's in UTC time using Puerto Rico. So it might be, as I mentioned, 8 o'clock in your time zone and so forth. Let's try this quiz because I want to give you some additional information. So as I mentioned, on the right side, you see there's a quiz navigation, and those that are using the Moodle app also can do that in the Moodle app tool offline. And when you sync again online through a Wi-Fi or internet connection, this information will migrate to the actual course and it'll be reflected there. So this is an example of a question that's a true and false question. And you can go individually to each one of the questions, or you can use the right side navigation and go, for example, to question number 6, and then come back to question number 5 and so forth. So that's another way you can navigate through each one of the quizzes. There's some complementary resources. Glenn mentioned something that you should be aware of. We have in the main content, we have in the main content those resources that we feel are key for your understanding of that history of internet governance, for example. But then we have a lot of complementary resources. These complementary resources are information regarding what happened in different instances during the evolution of the internet governance ecosystem. And you'll see that we have videos, we have actual videos of meetings that occurred when VSIG. We have videos of interviews. You see here we have Bill Clinton speaking of the beginnings of VSIG and so forth, and the ICANN organization and so forth. And we have a ebook from Olivier Crepin-Leblanc, which will be speaking next week on sort of this evolution of the internet governance and some aspects of history, geopolitics, and so forth. So it's worthwhile listening to him, and I believe that he'll have instead of 60 minutes, 90 minutes, because it's a really interesting conversation that he delivers, and I know you'll have a lot of questions. So these are complementary resources that you can look at, and there's a huge amount of those, and you'll be able to download those that you feel can help you out later on if you don't read them right now.
Alfredo, it was a question here, and I quote it, will we still have access to the resources after the course?
No, and I need to emphasize no. After December the 1st, the course will be closed for you. So as you move through the course, if you look at the complementary resources and you feel that there's something that you really want to keep, download it as you go through it. Don't leave it until the last day, the last minute, because after December the 1st, the course will be closed because we have to update the course and move on to register the new participants. We have a limited number of users in our license that we can have at one time. And if you look at the top right side, we're reaching that cap as we speak right now.
I just want to point out with the, we use Flip HTML5 to convert slideshows. And so this is an example. So we upload the participant slideshows. If we find a PDF or a research document, we convert it because we don't know if that document will still be there when we want it. So we try to convert as many documents as possible into the HTML5 format. And in that, you can download. We have an unlimited license with Flip, so you can download it to your own hard drive. So you should start looking at when you find material. Oh, I like that article. Download it. If we had it as a Flip, or if you come across a slideshow, a research paper, you say, hey guys, I came across this. We'll assess it. If it looks like a good document, we'll convert it to ebook and share it. So the idea is you should start building your resources in your specialty.
Yeah, thank you for that. And I just want to emphasize it. Please, please, if you find something that you really want to keep, download it as you go through, or you can print it out. Each one of these Flip HTML books has the capability to do whatever you want with it. Instead, you know, including download it or print it out if you want to conserve it. So as we move forward, and let me go to the last module, which is the emerging technologies module. Again, the same structure, objectives, the ebook, the book with the actual content. Let me get to it in a second. You'll also see that there's the discussion forum where you can ask questions to the speaker or amongst yourselves. This module, the emerging technologies, as Glenn mentioned, was a result of one of the, I think it was the second cohort that we had, Group B, that mentioned, gee, you should have a module on emerging technologies. So we started developing this module, and we have different chapters. We have artificial intelligence, we have blockchain, we have Internet of Things, we have 5G, we have nanotechnology, metaverse, quantum computing, which we're working on, and health informatics. If there's something else that you feel comfortable and that it's really important to include in emerging technologies, just let us know and we'll look into it and figure out a way to incorporate that. And as you can see, for example, in artificial intelligence, we're trying to keep up to date on the latest issues and topics, and we try to bring in experts on artificial intelligence or emerging technologies so that they can talk to us. And here's a couple of videos that I think will grab your attention regarding the importance and the emergence of artificial intelligence and so forth. And we talk about different tools. We also mentioned ChatGPT. We've had people, especially in the Spanish course, giving us some demos on different tools that are being coming up related to emerging technologies. Now, the important thing of this is that after you finish all the modules, once you complete all the quizzes, and by the way, each quiz requires you to get 80% correct. So you can try each quiz as many times as you need to get the 80% on each one of the quizzes. So what's going to happen? Well, you get the 80% on each one of the quizzes. You complete the required survey of the end of the course, which will come up in a second, I hope. And once you complete that final quiz survey and all the quizzes and the modules, at least the basic content, the certificate would automatically come up. So here, again, we emphasize, and something that I forgot to mention before is wherever you see this icon, this is an audio file, and you can listen for some more details. Let me see if I can play.
Required for those participants seeking to obtain certificate of.
So we also have this embedded within the course, just to emphasize that some of the importance of some of the requirements to complete the certificate that you might need. And then once you do the certificate, which I can't bring up because I haven't done all the quizzes and I'm as a student, what's going to happen is that the certificate will automatically come up. Now, if I click on certificate of completion, which is the last link we have in the course, in the last module, it won't come up because I haven't done as a student all the requirements. So it's important that you do everything as we mentioned, read the participant guidebook, do all the quizzes with at least 80% in each one. You complete the questionnaire that I mentioned previously, and the certificate will pop up on your screen. You'll be able to download it if you want to, and you'll also get an email with the certificate in PDF. So that's the importance of having your profile with your correct name and the right email where you want to receive all the information. Back to you, Glenn. If there's any questions, I'll here to answer.
Yeah. So as you said there, and I've typed it in the chat, very simple, three things. Just read the participant checkbook, participant guide, the guidebook. It's a little check mark. Complete your quizzes, get 80%, and you can repeat it as many times as you want. It's a memory aid. It's not really a quiz or a test on your knowledge. It's just that it's the more times you try it, it sinks in. We just want you to have some competency, and we do not assign any assignments. We don't assign any other responsibility. You could take this course whenever you want. 5 o'clock in the morning, slip it in when you get home from work, or you're bored at work from playing solitaire, do a little bit, read a section. But again, just some people just go ahead and do all the quizzes almost immediately. They run through the course. It's their choice. Some people want to attend the Monday calls and hear from the speakers and connect with that particular speaker. Maybe there's one or two speakers. Yeah, I really like what they're talking about, so I'm going to be there. But maybe some of that other stuff, not interested in. And we understand that. And we also understand that a lot of people have other obligations and time zone differences. So this is tough. A lot of people that we find that sign up from India in particular, it's so late for them that it's no wonder they can't get in. And as I said, sometimes the internet access, particularly maybe from your home, is not very reliable. So we understand that.
Yeah, any other question or comment?
For me?
Yeah, I guess I was really thorough with the explanation.
Oh, I think you've done a good job. I think it's very well laid out, the course. If anybody has any suggestions for additional materials that should be added, let us know. You know, if something is really out of date or it's offensive or whatever, we'll try to, we'll assess it and remove it. You know, please, we're all adults, so try to be respectful to each of us. We don't want to see any examples of somebody attacking somebody else for whatever reason. Please respect. We respect you. You respect us, and respect everybody. So we happy to. Now, an idea popped in my head. Some of you may want to present at the IGF. There's local IGFs, but there's also every year. The last one was in June in Norway, and many of the topics are very much focused on what we are. AI was all over it, but there's a lot of topics that you might be interested in presenting. What's important is getting a team of people, and some of these people on this course might be people that you might want to join forces with in doing a presentation. So which is important. So bear that in mind if you have future goals of getting sponsored, because IGF has fellowships. But if you have a particular topic and you found other people in this group that would be a good person to be a rapporteur or a presenter or a moderator, start thinking about it now, because you may make some really good contacts. Let's just see. Okay, the live section, we just went into the system. There's a question here, Alfredo. What time is the live session? How do we join? So the live session was Alfredo going into the course itself and showing you elements of the session. So when you go in, it's exactly the same thing. Going from making sure your profile is updated all the way through the course. Did you miss anything, Alfredo?
Yes, I just want to emphasize the question that was asked. When are the live sessions? Each module has the session title, and this is next week's session. It gives you the time, the link so you can log on, and some bio of the speaker. And we also have the session survey at the end that you need to reply to once you watch the speaker giving his or her presentation. So each module has the date and the time. Now keep in mind that there might be late next month or in the beginning of November a time zone change. In our case, in North America, and maybe in some of your countries as well. So watch out for that. It might be a little bit earlier or a little bit later for some of you. So watch out for that. Thank you. Back to you, Glenn.
Yeah, I think that's it for me. I think it's we're getting close to the top of the hour. I want to, if anyone else has a question, feel go ahead and ask it or comment. Bill, do you have anything to add?
No, nothing from me. Thank you.
You're a very quiet guy this morning. Maybe we got you so early. Okay. I think that's it for me. I appreciate everybody joining us today. We'll join all of you. We'll see you next Monday. I just have to emphasize that in some cases, the speakers may be tied up. So because we're reliant on their generosity, they're not paid speakers. Sometimes they forget or they double book themselves, or they're like, we wanted to have Milton Mueller, Dr. Milton Mueller as one of our speakers, but he's teaching. So these are things we have to battle all the time. But we've had virtually hundreds of speakers from various different topics. But okay, I think that's it. Thank you all for joining, and we'll see you next Monday.
Have a good day, rest of your day. See you
Thanks,
next.
everybody. Bye-bye.
Bye. See you next week.